Buckner here with a short video about monopolistically competitive markets and also how monopolistically competitive firms tend to operate. So first, monopolistically competitive markets. These are any kind of markets where you've got several firms, each selling differentiated or unique products that are ultimately substitutable for one another. Classic example of a monopolistically competitive market is going to be hotels. So imagine in a town there are 10 hotels. Maybe some of them are nicer, some of them are less nice. Maybe some of them have fancy breakfast that comes with the hotel in the morning. Maybe one doesn't have breakfast at all. But they're all ultimately unique, and those unique features that each have might appeal to one customer or another, but they are also ultimately substitutable, meaning that if you are a person who's looking to purchase a hotel room, you might have a preference for one or the other, but if the one you prefer is not available, you'd probably be okay consuming or purchasing one of the other products, right? Just staying in a different hotel. The key concept with monopolistic competitive markets is product differentiation. Differentiation here means the features that make one product in the market different or unique from other products available in the market. So product differentiation can really be caused by four things. The first thing, and the most common thing, is going to be physical differences between the products. So for our hotel example, that could be one hotel has rooms that comes with a king-size bed, and one comes with a full-size bed. And maybe one comes with really nice comfy sheets, and one comes with cheap sticky sheets. I don't know. Another thing that can cause product differentiation is location. So think about, you could have two hotels exactly identical. One is in a really desirable area surrounded by interesting restaurants and things to do. That's a really great hotel, right? You can have the exact same hotel in a very less desirable part of town, and just that difference in location might make one stand out or be differentiated from the others. Third thing that can cause product differentiation is product image. A lot of times what we're thinking about here is branding, right? Has the hotel done something to make the brand well-known, desirable, trusted, those sorts of things. Last thing that you're going to look at to create product differentiation is services. So maybe one hotel has really great services. Like if you go in and you have any problems, you can call them and they'll give you all kinds of discounts. And maybe another hotel will just tell you, tough, no big deal. You're out your money. Those service differences are ways that monopolistically competitive products can be differentiated from one another. Ultimately, the amount of differentiation a monopolistically competitive product has, the more control the seller or the monopolistic competitive firm has over the price. So if we think about our basic downward slope demand curve, if a firm can increase the differentiation of the product that excels, then it would expect the demand for its product to become more steep. Now, this increase in the slope, or the increase in the steepness of the demand curve, is going to be desirable for your monopolistically competitive firm. And the reason is that having a more steep demand will give a firm more control over price. So when I say control over price, what that means is the ability to increase the price of your product without losing a significant portion of your customers, or losing a particular specific portion of your quantity sold. A very differentiated, very unique, outstanding product might be able to raise the price substantially without losing a lot of customers. Now, if you, on the other side, are selling a product which is not very differentiated, right? You're the really basic hotel in a relatively undesirable part of town. If you raise your price, you're going to lose a lot of your customers. So having control over price, or which is represented by a steeper demand curve, is desirable. When a monopolistically competitive firm does something to make its demand more steep, it's going to wind up typically leading to a higher price for its product. So if you have a more control over your price, the optimal price to charge for your product is likely going to increase. Further, if a firm is able to increase the price of its product, it is probably, not always, but probably going to also be able to increase the amount of profit it generates by making and selling that product. For all firms, the ultimate goal is to maximize profit. So if you're looking at a monopolistically competitive firm, what they're likely going to want to do to increase the amount of profit they can generate from making and selling their product is to increase their differentiation, which leads to more control over price. When you have more control over price, you're likely to raise your price. And when you raise your price as a result of having more control over it, you're likely to see greater profits. So that's your basic behavior that you would expect to see for a monopolistically competitive firm.